Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's the Real Sports Updates here. Today we're going to continue our 2021 NFL preseason preview. Today we'll be focusing on the Chicago Bears. So the Bears last year finished the 2020 season with the 8-8 record. And they ended up losing in the wild card round to the New Orleans Saints. Um, Over the offseason, the Bears they decided to let Mitchell Trubisky walk. He ended up signing with the Buffalo Bills, and they they brought in Andy Dalton from the Cowboys and drafted Justin Fields in the first round of the draft. And they still have Nick Foles as well too. Um, so the Bears are what I would like to call a functional mess. Um, they're a mess, really, when you think about it. But somehow they managed to keep their head above water. Them being able to make the playoffs last year was actually pretty astonishing with all of the quarterback drama that they had. Um, and that seems like it's going to carry into this 2021 season. Um, Over the offseason, the Bears brought in Andy Dalton, and as soon as they brought him in, I think the same day they announced the signing, they posted on one of their social media accounts that he was quarterback number one and that he would be starting, um, which was kind of stupid. Uh, the draft hadn't even happened yet. Free agency wasn't even over yet, so it was kind of stupid for them to just say, "Hey, here's Andy Dalton. Here's Andy Dalton. You're telling your fans, here's Andy Dalton, and he's going to be our starting quarterback," which doesn't move the needle in Chicago at all. Um, I mean, Andy Dalton's been a serviceable quarterback his entire career, but he's not anybody that the fan base is gonna be clamoring for. So um, the Bears they did draft Justin Fields from Ohio State, and actually to be honest, he should if he's not starting by the third or fourth game of the season, I think the fans, the Chicago Bear fans are they're gonna revolt. The Chicago Bear fans are loyal, really loyal, um, and they have not really been pleased with the way that the offense has been constructed and the way that the offense has played over the past few years. This thing is it's a functional mess right now, but they can just make their job so much easier by starting Justin Fields. By watching all of the training camp coverage, he appears to be the real deal. He's a big kid, really big kid, with the live arm, and he's mobile. And that's something that I think the Bears really they needed. They needed an actual quarterback and not just a scrambler. Mitch Trubisky, he had his definitely had his ups and downs with the Bears, um, but he was a better runner than he was a thrower. And anytime you have that as a quarterback, um, it raises a lot of questions, and that doesn't seem to be sustainable as well. That doesn't seem to be the formula to winning a Super Bowl. Your quarterback has to be a thrower of the ball first before anything. It doesn't matter how athletic they are, how well they run. They have to be able to deliver the ball in tight spots, in tight windows, and you know, be able to run the offense functionally from a quarterback standpoint. And the running and scrambling is all good and nice, but at the end of the day, you got to complete passes. And Mitchell Trubisky wasn't able to do that at a high enough level, so they had to move on from him. Um, Part of the reason why I call the Bears a functional mess is because they still have Nick Foles there. Um, and I like Nick Foles. I like him as a guy. He seems like he's a pretty good guy, but I mean he's just not it. He's just not it. The whole Super Bowl run with the Eagles was fantastic and it was magical, but I wonder when teams are going to stop acting like he just can recreate that. That's never it didn't happen before then, and it hasn't happened since. I mean, Nick Foles, he's okay. He's an okay backup, but to have this guy here and he's actually, looking at it, he might be third on the depth chart, and he probably will be. Um, Especially if Justin Fields is starting, he might be third on the depth chart. So I don't know if Chicago is looking to use him as a trade piece, or I really don't know. I don't know why he's there. He hasn't been good to the Super Bowl season. He can't lead. He cannot lead a team to a championship. Let alone the playoffs. So um, the whole Nick Foles thing has to end at some point. It's complete lunacy that has went on this far. It's kind of ridiculous. So I think in their best interest, they should trade him. Um, they should trade him to another team. I don't know. I know the Carson Wentz injury in in Indy is I've seen a lot of speculation regarding a Nick Foles trade there, and that would be hell for Carson Wentz to have to worry about Nick Foles again. But that's another topic for another day. But I think the Bears are their team is ready to win now. They've obviously on defense they're fantastic on defense, and they have been fantastic on defense for like these past 3 or 4 seasons. They've been top five every year. Um, so I think it's time for the offense to come around now. I want to see Justin Fields in there. I know the Bears fans want to see Justin Fields in there, um, and hopefully he's that spark that the team needs. They've been really good. They've been a quarterback away. These past 3 or 4 seasons, they've been a quarterback away from being great, from really really competing. And at least being able to get to NFC Championship game. So um, we'll see how they fare. The Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy connection has not been good either. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Those guys don't seem to be in on the same page. They don't seem to be in lockstep. Which your GM and your GM, head coach, and quarterback, all three of those guys are connected, and they all have to be on the same page. And you know, now they really don't know who's going to be the starter long term. Um, Matt Nagy has been criticized, and rightfully so. Some of his game plans last season were very peculiar, and it left a lot to be desired, especially by the Bears fans. But we'll see. They got another year, and if they don't make the playoffs, or if this season is a disappointment or an embarrassment in any way, I think both of them can be gone mid-season. I don't think I don't the pressure is on them, and the pressure is too high for the Bears organization to say, oh, if we end up going 5-12, we'll wait to the end of this season. No, I think they'll get rid of those guys mid-season. I really do. So the pressure's on Matt Nagy. It's on Ryan Pace. They have to 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 be able to identify what this team needs. If Justin Fields can play, they need to put him in there. I think it's going to save their jobs if he can play. And from all indications, from everything that we've been hearing, he can play. So he needs to be in there if he can play. This Andy Dalton thing can get old really quickly. You can ask the Bengals fans. This can get old really quick. Especially that division. I think Green Bay is I think Green Bay is going to win the division again. Obviously, they're the best team. Minnesota, Minnesota is they're consistently good. They're not great, but they're consistently good. They have a pretty good defense, and I think Detroit is going to be a lot. The Lions are going to be a lot more competitive this season. So I think they have to get on it. I think this is their best opportunity right now. This is their best opportunity to try to get off to a good start this season. Try to get off to a good start, and maybe make the playoffs again. Maybe get into a wild card spot. Um, but it's up to them, man. It really is. It's up to them. The pressure is squarely on Matt Nagy, squarely on Ryan Pace's shoulders. Um, and they've got to make the right moves. They really have to make the right moves. Bears fans are getting fed up. I see it every day on social media. Uh, they're fed up. They're fed up. They want their guys. They want their guys to. They want their guys to be able to come through for them and be able to put a team on the field that is complementary. Nobody wants. Everybody loves the defense, but they want to see that offense start to evolve. And they want to see their team play complementary football, um, which isn't every team should try to play complementary football. So yeah, I think their offense has to take some leaps and bounds this year if they want to make the playoffs, if they want to be successful, um, and that most important position, you got to get that quarterback right. Because if you don't get quarterback right, then nothing is going to go well for you. So um, we'll see what happens. I do think the Bears. I think they come up short. I don't think that they make the playoffs. I have them going. I have them going 8-9. Um, I think they do get to 8 wins. I think we do see Justin Fields, and I think he plays really well. Um, and that defense is gonna win them some games too, just because how great they are, how solid they are, and I think that we'll see them ball out the way that we normally see them ball out. I do think they come up short though. I think their offensive struggles are going to be too much to overcome. So 8-9, um, and I don't see Ryan Pace or Matt Nagy coming back next season either. So um, you know, but like I said, the pressure's on those guys, and we'll see how they fare this year. So that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with more content. We're going to be back with the Cincinnati Bengals on the next video, and thanks for listening.